lifestyles that you're gonna live. You're gonna be a whole different person. So I was like, what kind of lifestyle can I create that's versatile? You know, something that it's.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Yanagida Podcast Show, episode 42. 42. We got a special guest. We got Jarrett Pellazar in the house. My classmate, good friend, Jiu Jitsu guy, military. There's so much things, Jarrett, I want to just talk about.
Yeah. We'll try and get through some of it.
It's been crazy. It's already, just only 10 years out of high school. And I remember there was a time that you disappeared, man. You went ghost. I had no idea what happened to you. You said you were in the military.
Yeah, even before that. Even in, I think it was my senior year. Yeah, my senior year. I actually figured out a way to get out of school early. And when I was a sophomore, I did my ASVAB test, and I found out I could go Air Force. So when I was a junior, I went to a counselor, and I figured out which classes I needed to graduate. So when I was a senior, I only had one class each semester. So I was gone the whole time.
Dang.
And then I graduated, went to boot camp 17, and life started from there.
Wow.
Went all over. First long tour was in Korea. I stayed there for 15 months, and then went to Shaw Air Force Base in South Carolina, and that for the remainder of the term, the whole 6 years, and I deployed all over.
So how long was that whole journey? I mean, you're out now?
In the military? Yeah, it was just 6 years. I thought I was gonna be a lifer. I loved it. It was weird. I initially went in there to be like a PJ, which is a pararescue man, and they're like combat medics. And then I realized like it's like 2 years. I had a lot of excuses at the time and made me not want to be there, so they gave me munitions systems operator or technician, and I didn't want to work with world and mass destruction stuff, and then that was what they gave me. So I worked with bombs and missiles for the Air Force.
Wow.
And I actually turned out to really like it. You know, being a local boy from here, had strong pigeon. So when I got in, a lot of people didn't know what I was talking about. You know, I always had to repeat. So I stopped talking and I just focused on working because that was what I knew how to do. And I learned early on if I didn't know anything, I would just say, hey, I'll look it up, or I'll figure out what it is. I never said I didn't know.
Right.
And then my experience just went from there, from my mentors teaching me all of that, and I just kept going up and up, and to the point where I did almost every job in that career field.
In that career field.
Yeah.
Dang.
And there's a few, from accountability specialists, storage. You know, you work on the missiles, you work on the bombs, you work on the small arms, you work controller, which is you know, coordinate with the aircraft and the different missions that you're gonna do, and work with the higher ups, and it was a good time.
Dang. Wait, dude, what would you say like the most memorable time was?
My first deployment. Yeah, because I did a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, this is how I got kind of back into like a fitness journey. So I was actually running off of 2 hours a day.
2 hours a day.
Yeah, so I worked from 6 to 6.
Right.
And then 7 we had jiu-jitsu. Luckily had
and where was this at?
This was in Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is when we was fighting ISIS in the beginning.
Oh man.
And so it was pretty cool because a month into my deployment, we had Hawaii National Guard from Oahu come and from Maui. Actually, it was a Maui branch, but had Oahu guys too. And one of the guys was a Gracie instructor, brown belt.
Oh wow.
Ryan Kauinui. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Oahu.
From Oahu, yeah. And so he started up a jiu-jitsu class over there, and it was great. So I'd work from 6 to 6, and then I would do jiu-jitsu from 7 to 10, and then I would throw my clothes in a washer, and then I'll do midnight chop from 11 to 12. Cool. And then by that time, it's like a 14-hour difference from here because my wife Jessica was here. Yeah. And so she was having lunch around that time from work. So I would talk to her from 12 to 2, and I'll try to go to sleep like 2:33, and then I'll wake up 5 and do it all over again.
Oh my goodness.
But it was good because it kind of taught me how to eat healthier and how to like just work. Even no matter how tired you are, just keep going. You know, figure out along the way, you know, and then that's how you do your little adjustments in life. And it's good. It was a good time, and I got to do a lot of important stuff over there, and it was very memorable for me. Yeah, of course I'm not gonna get noticed, but yeah, it was a good it was a good time. It was
so
a good
that
time.
was the first deployment, you said?
Yeah, I was in charge of a lot of stuff over there.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like an accountability specialist, and I was a controller, and I helped build some stuff, and so I got to it was a small little group that got to dibble dab in a bunch of little things all over, because it's different from when you're in the States.
Right.
You know, you're in the real world, so you get to, you figure out what your job is, you get it done, and you do it the best that you can in any means way possible.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So how many? And then you went on another deployment after that.
Yeah. In between, we go. I did little TDYs, which are like small little missions, training missions.
Got it.
Well, for us, it was more training missions and some schooling. And then I did another deployment 2000. So the first one was 2011 or 2014, and the second one was 2016. 2017.
Wow.
And I was in Afghanistan the second time.
Got it.
And that one was an interesting one too.
Wow.
That one I got kind of lazy in a way, but well, it was because I eventually I worked way to a position where I was able to have multiple credentials.
Oh God.
And the job that they gave me had 3 people working there, but I took over all of them.
You took over all 3?
Yeah, so actually for 6 months, and it wasn't a hard job or anything.
Yeah.
But it was because I had those credentials, they got to save manpower, And I actually worked in a little bit smaller room than this. It was a Matson container for 6 months by myself.
Oh.
So that was definitely a hard time mentally.
Wow.
I had like a friend that would come down, and whenever we got really busy, he would come and help out and stuff. But it was
6 months in a little room that
was
was like a container.
Yeah, it was a little bit over like 7 months ish, but yeah, it was pretty nuts. Yeah, and then the second week I was there, we had a suicide bomber.
Oh my goodness.
So that one was a lucky one too, because usually when I go into deployments, that's when I'm like, or most people too, when they're on deployments, they're like, hey, fitness. Mm-hmm. And it was a 5K run, and it was usually I go do them, try to keep busy and all that, and like I said, I got lazy, and I was like, hey, this time I'm good, and I can do them. I'm like, I got to work by myself. I got here. I'm working hard. I got it. I'm good. And then come to find out, the guy blew himself up at the sign-in sheet.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then it was pretty havoc that day. But yeah, I just continued doing my thing during that day, and we figured some stuff out.
My goodness, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You could have been there.
Yeah. And that's when I went down the downslope, because everything got closed down. I had a gym nearby. Yeah. And that got closed down, and a lot of like the recreational kind of places where you go hang out, got closed down. So for like another 2-3 months, we were like locked down. Oh, and then there's usually like a buddy system on base, and you gotta walk with someone during those times.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I didn't have anyone because I'm by myself.
Right,
so I couldn't really go. I could go to like chow, and that was pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
I did. Yeah. So that's when I kind of went downhill, and then.
So downhill, what does that mean to you?
Like mentally.
Mentally.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That was this is when it was a really rough time, because I was trying to figure out if I wanted to re-enlist too. They're giving a big bonus that doesn't come within like 5 years at a time. Yeah. And I was trying to debate on if I was gonna re-enlist, and a lot of the pros I wrote down was for me, and a lot of the cons was for my family. So I'm like, easy, go with my family, because at the end of the day, after everything you do, how much the pain, suffering, the highs, the lows, it's who you go home to at the end of the day. So I picked, of course, I'm going with my family. And then we, I come back home, and I had this whole idea of moving to Washington. I had a job lined up with Lockheed Martin. I don't know if you.
So what is that?
It's a missile defense contractor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They do a bunch of other stuff too, but I was gonna work with missiles. And so I did a whole plan. I bought a fifth wheel trailer. I remodeled it.
Wow.
And
so what year was this?
I got back 2017.
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got back, remodeled the whole thing, got a new truck, and then rented out the house and was gonna go road trip it up there.
Yeah.
But then from the time I left for that last deployment and then came back, I had no break. You know, I was constantly going.
Yeah.
And then so when I got to finish everything, my wife or Jessica was like, "Hey, you need to take a break. Let's go home. You haven't been home in like a couple of years." So came back home, and then haven't felt the family and friends life for a long time.
Yeah.
So scratched the whole idea and came back home, and then I went on another journey on what the hell I gonna do. A lot of people thought I was gonna go police, like my dad, firefighter. I was trying to do stevedores because I got to work with mats and containers. I know how to do in-checks and all of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, skills, man.
When I was in Korea, I got to do a lot of that stuff. I drove semi-trucks, 40-foot trailers, 20-foot tilt beds, 100K forklifts, everything. I've done a lot.
Guy, man. Yeah, a lot of skills.
Yeah, but that one, so I tried to work for stevedores. That didn't work out. And then my mom was like, hey, you should get into real estate. And you know, you get friends and family that is interested, and I was like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
And talk about just keep on doing it.
Yeah. So what year was that?
That was 2018. So I got back 2000 ending of two. So I got back from Afghanistan 2017 April.
17, yep.
I got out of military September, moved back home November, and then started my real estate journey. I think it was January. Yeah. And then so I did the online thing because I didn't want to go out. I was 250 pounds by the time I got out. I'm naturally 180.
Is that what you're at now?
Yeah. So that
70 pounds, bro.
Yeah.
So what did you do? What did you do?
Keto. And
keto?
for
70 pounds.
The first thing I did was I contacted Chase.
Yeah.
Wolosan.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Chase.
Yeah. And
Chase the dream.
yeah, so he helped me try to get on a schedule and line it all up together, and I actually got down to 220.
Dang.
Yeah, I was eating 2 meals a day, his meal prepping and everything, going to the gym, and that helped out keeping a schedule back up for me. And that was one thing I realized coming out of the military. Like I needed structure, I needed more schedule thing to do. Every morning I get up this time, and yeah, and then around that 220 weight, I got into Jiu Jitsu.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was working. I got my truck was getting fixed at the time.
Yeah.
At Austin's.
Oh yeah.
Right down
Austin.
the road.
Man, Austin's a good guy, man. Shout out to Austin.
808 Austin Repair.
That's the guy I go to, man, for my truck too.
Yeah. And I was with my daughter, and he was gonna work on it for like an hour or two. So I was like, hey, let's go down to the gym. Because I've been wanting her to do like jiu-jitsu or something like that.
Oh, it's for her initially.
Yeah, so we walked down to Kendall's gym.
Oh yeah.
And it was history from there.
Wow.
Got her into it, and then they talked me into.
So
getting
for people listening, like, why did you want your daughter in jiu-jitsu? What is jiu-jitsu anyway? People are like, how would you explain what jiu-jitsu is to somebody who doesn't know?
It's a bunch
martial
of stuff.
art.
It's like a mental break in a way. It's a good way to structure yourself too, especially during the hard times. You know, you persevere and you just keep going. It definitely tests your ability to maneuver through things through hard times. You know, processing stress. There's a bunch of stuff. Especially when you roll and you're tired. That's when you start bringing out your technique and everything. That shows you what you can do at your lowest point in a way. Metaphorically probably, but awesome. Literally.
Yeah.
So that's why I love jiu-jitsu. And camaraderie too.
Yeah, the brotherhood, man.
Oh yeah.
The family vibe is real,
There's
man.
There's nothing like hugging a bunch of dudes.
Oh my god, you choke each other out. You stretch some limbs.
Yeah.
And then you hug it out. You're all bros after.
And it's good, and it definitely humbles you.
Oh, for sure.
The ego goes away.
Yeah.
And you definitely learn what your body can do, what other people's body can do, and and you burn off that excess energy that you have stored off.
Yeah.
And that was one big thing I noticed for me. I had always had this extra energy from all the food I was eating and everything, and not doing anything with it. So I would just stay up late at night and just brain in. So I had to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was at jiu-jitsu when you were at 220.
Yeah.
And you were training 3 days a week?
That one I started 2 days, Tuesdays and
days a week.
Thursdays in the morning,
Got it.
and then it was gi, and then I think 3 months later had the Hawaii Triple Crown. So I entered my daughter and I entered myself.
So this is 2018.
This is, I think it was 2018. No, 2019.
Oh wow,
By
19 already. Got it.
Yeah, cause she joined in June, and I think I joined in like November.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, summer is
Somewhere around that time.
Yeah, somewhere around that time.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think 2019 was the Triple Crown, and I joined to support my daughter because she was doing her first competition. She was nervous.
Yeah, there
so
you go.
I was like, hey, I'll join too. And I'm like, okay.
Oh man.
And then so I signed up,
Yeah.
and I signed up for the wrong freaking not competition, but I signed up for no-gi. I never even did no-gi.
Oh.
So I signed up Sunday and I went no-gi Monday, and I did the competition Saturday. So I did, but I signed up for both.
Oh, okay. You did sign up for both. Gi,
Yeah,
no
no-gi
gi.
and gi.
Yeah.
And didn't win, but it definitely set me on a new path.
Right.
So I'm like on 7 paths at this time, like from real estate to
Oh my goodness.
eating correctly, and the jiu-jitsu, and then from there I was going 6 days a week. I was doing, and helping teach the kids too.
Wow.
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday I'm there 3 to 8.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday in the morning, and they're from 8:30 to 10, and then Saturday.
Wow.
So I'm ready to book.
That's
like
incredible.
That. Yeah.
And I know you got the blue belt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got that blue belt.
When
now
was
I
that?
get
What year was
standards.
that? Yeah, you get standards. You got expectations now, huh? To blue belt.
Oh yeah. Now I'm like, hell no.
It's like, I gotta
white
show
belt,
up.
You can't go really down.
Right, white belt. You're like, I'm a clean slate.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think there's they say like 80% of blue belts, they kind of fall off the wagon too around
That's
that time.
true, bro.
I mean, I get it too. There's a lot of pressure, and I mean, but I love it. I mean, my whole family's in it too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Even
dude, Jess, right?
Yeah,
I seen her Instagram, bro, and I think maybe your Instagram
her
too.
and Anna started the whole women's class.
Oh,
so it was
dang.
good. Yeah, it was really good. And
wow.
Yeah, we're always there every day, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, huh?
Oh yeah.
Dude, it is so well. Maybe it's not underrated now because a lot of people talk about it, but it's still not mainstream enough.
No.
You know how like yoga is so mainstream. Everybody knows what yoga is. The movement, the breathing, the meditative benefit. But you get that with jiu-jitsu too. You get the flexibility.
Oh yeah.
It's very therapeutic mentally.
They're slowly getting bigger, especially with social media.
Yes, it's growing.
Like Flow Grappling, if you follow them.
Oh, that's right.
They've been upping it a lot, and with big names now. Gordon Ryan and a few other guys.
Yeah, those guys are beasts, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And personalities, I think, are coming out to where people are like looking at him.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Wow.
I like watching all those competitions too.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing on top of the UFC.
Dang.
So,
So where are you training at now? You're training with
Kendall Grove at INI Academy. Yes.
And crazy enough, I know we talked about this, but Kendo is my first ever jiu-jitsu coach.
Yeah, I remember he talked to me about that.
Because
he showed me his shirt and everything.
Yeah, the original INI shirt, bro. 2008 or 9.
Yeah, right.
It was we were sophomores.
Yeah.
Because I remember my good friend at the time, Austin Dodd. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the one who was like, bro, you gotta stop getting bullied, bro. Like, learn some self-defense, boo. I was like, what you mean? He's like, bro, come check out, bro, UFC fighter. I said, what?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. What? And I was like, what? Kendall. And I just remember he had a shaved head at the time. He was, this is 08. So, and he was just sitting on the heavy bag outside, just chilling. And then I remember we went up, and my parents were like, whoa, this guy is like big guy, tall guy, but he's so nice.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so crazy. Like, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys are so nice.
Yeah.
They're so chill, so humble. And I remember the first time I went in, we did a little bit of striking too, but I really enjoyed the grappling part because there was somebody about my size or smaller that just mangled me.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I was like, what is this? And at the time I was doing like backyard grappling, wrestling, that kind.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me see how I go with this guy. I don't know. Got pinned, instant side control. I got like arm locked or choked or something. And I just thought, wow, this is crazy. I need to learn this like special ability. to like control and just be able to pin someone down, and it was real, right? It wasn't like because I did karate as a kid, like okay, punch. If you punch me here, then like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Jiu-jitsu is like it's like legit. Just go. It's like wrestling. But then it also doesn't have to be rough too, right? Because we had there's a lot of older people. There's a lot of ladies. There's some people who just want a more like flow roll, right? Just kind of like,
especially like in a beginner stance, it's harder to pull back like punches and all that, especially when you're learning. But when you do jiu-jitsu, it's easier to kind of slow it down, take it step by step, and then figure out your your pressure when it comes to that, your stamina, your endurance, just the way you think and process information. And that's why it's a good way to start off like a martial arts, I think. I mean, I haven't done anything else. I've done a little bit of boxing, but jiu-jitsu was always a good one for me. And so I stuck with it.
Yeah. Wow. So with the grappling, because you burn a lot of calories.
Oh yeah.
So that's how you got to 180 then?
No. Well, I think that's part of it. Then, so when I started, when I started jiu-jitsu, my mom guys was doing keto at the time. And I was swamped with a lot of stuff at the time. I was moving from another place. I was trying to get I think I got my real estate license at the time or before that. So I was doing a lot of stuff and I couldn't eat every 2 hours. That was one of the big things about like meal prepping and all that. You always got to eat 2 hours. And my mom guys, they were losing lots of weight at the time, and she was eating all kind of stuff. I was like sweets too, and I was tripping out. I was like, give me something. Like, and then so I'll go over. We have dinner, family dinner, and then I'll be like, I just try to eat some here and there, and then so I was, I was coming back on top the weight. So I just decided, hey, I'm just gonna try to do this keto stuff, because I heard it was hard, or you don't get the same amount of energy on it, but actually I have way more energy. I'm more alert. Being run on ketones, like my brain naturally, I can kind of dial into certain topics and everything. Of course, I get a lot going on, but it's easier for me to function. I don't have that afternoon crash.
Wow.
And
so what does a day of eating look like to you?
I only eat like twice a day. Yeah, and so I wake up, I have a coffee. Sometimes I have like some keto toast or something. But
what is that, keto toast?
Like just a low carb toast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can. They have different brands and stuff. We have our own sandwich bread that you can make, and that one's good with like cheese and stuff. And that's the thing I like about keto. Like it's like
cheese and peanut butter.
Oh, wait, peanut butter.
I mean, not cheese and peanut butter. I mean bread and peanut butter.
Yeah, bread, peanut butter, but
butter.
Bread and cheese. Combo. I mean, that's the thing about keto too. You can have cheese, which is interesting for a dietary thing. Yeah. And then when you start diving into the whole keto lifestyle, it's and the history about it's kind of interesting too. But yeah, so I started doing keto, and in the beginning it was kind of hard because how can you get rid of rice?
Right.
And yeah, so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna eat as much keto stuff as I can in the beginning. Yeah. And not worry about like not eating, because I'll get full eventually, of course, and then I'll just kind of naturally go into ketosis and all that, and that's what happened. I just started eating keto friendly foods, and then I try to be strict. I think it was in the beginning you do like 20 carbs, regular straight carbs, and I forget like the fat and all that, but I remember it was like the carbs, because that was one thing that attracted me to the whole keto mindset and everything. Like it's pretty freaking simple, right? Yeah. And I'm all about like moderation, and like I like to do a little bit of that, a little bit of this, so and keto is a great way to kind of get into that kind of lifestyle where you can do keto full time, or you can do keto and then kind of eat a pasta here and there, but you feel the effects, but not as hard as if you was on a whole carb diet. And that's one of the tricks and trades of keto. It's very easy to go into an intermittent fasting state because it's created for fasting actually. Right. Yeah. Fasting. Yeah.
So when you do the intermittent fasting, what protocol you follow? I know so intermittent fasting is basically a period you don't eat and a period that you eat. Yeah. And so I've heard all kinds. I've heard 12-12, 16-8. 18
intermittent fast, I think so probably 16-18 hours a day. Okay. Yeah, and a lot more of course most of the time is when you're sleeping.
Right.
And then and I don't eat until like 2 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Sometimes I don't even eat until dinner. I'm not even hungry when I wake up. Yeah, it's weird. And then because when I have my coffee in the morning, I mean I drink it with water, kind of dilute it, so I'm not like so crazy. Right. But like the coffee makes me full. Right. And then around lunchtime I might have like something light. Yeah. And before I used to like pound a plate lunch. Poke, plate lunch. I was together. I used to do that and then try to go Yaw Valley or something after working out, or you get the handful of rice, your chicken breast or something like that. Yeah. But for this one I started eating lighter. Wow. I started eating more like a salad or like a low carb taco or something like that for lunch. Cool. Yeah, and then now it's getting easier because there's more products out there coming out. Right. There's more people to follow, more information getting tossed around. Yeah. And before we kind of had to there was a little bit people doing it. It wasn't too widespread at the time, and you had to kind of figure it out on your own. So that's when we kind of created the MauiKetoTreats business. And that what is that? So MauiKetoTreats, if you guys didn't know, it's a baking mix. We do baking mixes, and we sell mac nuts, and we're kind of branching out to a bunch of other good stuff. So stay tuned.
What did you say? Mac nuts?
Macadamia nuts.
Macadamia nuts. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and it's locally grown here. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the
So how did that start?
MauiKetoTreats. Yeah. Yeah. So when we got it, we was doing keto. I mean, I think this was like mid 2018. So Jessica, when we was in the mainland, she always wanted to start a food truck.
A food truck?
Yeah, and because we lived, we lived in South Carolina, never have Filipino food or plate lunches like that. It was mashed potatoes, fried chicken. Right. Like, I mean, that's great too, but like that, I get hefty off of that. And so we were talking about that one day with my mom guys, trying to start a business or something like that, and then we was doing keto at the time. We're like, hey, maybe we should do like a keto thing. So I think like the next day my mom was like, hey, I've been thinking about all night. We'll do like a baking and a mixes one. So the baking, we was gonna handle the baking side, and that was called low carb Maui at the time.
Low carb Maui.
And then MauiKetoTreats was, so we worked together, but like we try to see two different niches. Yeah. Okay. Baked goods and the keto, the baking
and the
mixes.
Powders,
yeah. So the baked goods was doing that. Me and Jessica was handling that at the time, and it was doing actually pretty good. Yeah. It was getting a lot of following in the beginning and everything. But it was just hard to manage. We're not bakers. Right. That was one big thing. And then we was trying to figure out the whole business model of it. On top of that, I was doing full-time real estate, and she was working 2 jobs. So it just kind of came to where since I just started real estate, I was like, hey, I gotta focus on this one thing in a way. Because we're working like 3 different things at the time. Actually, I had another business at the time too. But so. Oh my god. Yeah, so we're doing like multiple things at a time, and we're trying to cut loose a little bit. Trying to give way for more family time and all that. So got rid of the baking side, and then we focused all on the MauiKetoTreats side. And from there, it just kind of boomed. It was kind of crazy, and it was all honestly all our followers. Everyone got creative with it, and we started creating our own little kind of community on it. So everyone would send us pictures and like their creations they made with it, because we're all trying to figure this out too. This is when it wasn't too popular. I mean, it was getting there, but we were working on the ideas of MauiKetoTreats, and that whole community base helped it. And so we've been running for like 2 years now. I think we have over 25,000 followers. Wow. And we're in Pukulani Super right now at the moment, and we're gonna branch out into a couple other stores pretty soon. And we're kind of going slow with it, trying to see how how to attack it all. We do it handmade. Wow. So there's like 4 of us, 5 of us doing
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're and then I kind of go back and forth on all of that too, from mixing, from doing all the website designing, contacting storefronts, and building the whole infrastructure, making sure we're all good to go on the business end.
On the business.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like building a business is marketing and you know, being relevant with whatever is at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. You know, that's why you build your team. Slowly,
Right.
just build your team and just kind of go from there.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah,
Dang,
yeah.
That's great. Pukalani Super Rat. Dude,
Pukalani
shout out
Super
to
Rat.
them, man. Megan, man. They were on the podcast too.
Yeah, yeah.
We do a bunch of stuff together, and we just also did a Heart Walk collaboration.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I know I messed that one up.
Pukalani Super Rat.
No, I was supposed to bring something, but my bad.
No.
I got you.
No, we'll do something again in
Yeah,
the future.
yeah, definitely.
So, like, MauiKetoTreats.
Hmm.
And that was inspired. You said that was your.
Yeah. So one of the big things for my family is sweets.
Got it.
Like I could eat a whole bag of donuts instantly. Like,
Oh,
and
speaking of that, I remember, I think it was right around COVID time. COVID started. You came by and you drop off. You and Jess came to drop by, right?
yeah.
And I tried some. It was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I remember? I don't know if it was you or Jess, but someone said put some peanut butter if you want.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh! You
yeah.
fluff it up, and then you put peanut butter, and I was
Mhm.
like, whoa, this is crazy. This
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
no carbs.
And that was the thing. Like it's hard to make like healthy in a way. I mean, depending on your diet and all, but
Yeah.
like something like especially sweets, you know. So and a lot of the alternatives, like sweeteners, they have like an aftertaste. So we try to figure out to get rid of that aftertaste and make it, you know, so it's actually a good tasting treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mom, she's great at that, at making desserts.
Wow.
So she used to make all these desserts all the time, and I'll just take a bunch home, brownies, cheesecakes, and cookies, and all that kind of stuff. And so we started making our own little, you know, we made a couple bags in the beginning, and then started handing them out for free everywhere. Just trying to pass it around and get the name out there.
That was 2 years ago. You guys started.
Yeah. So
Wow,
that was
that's
how
impressive.
we got out in the beginning. We just giving it away for free, just giving it, give.
Bro, that's awesome. Give,
Yeah.
give,
Yeah.
man. Like that's awesome.
And then the
Comes back.
it comes back.
Plant
to-
enough seeds in the ground, one's gonna sprout.
Yep. And that's all it took. It was that one or two, and then just kind of
Wow.
exploded.
That's
And
awesome.
it's going really well, and we're just, you know, trying to think of the next thing and trying to tighten up everything and expand.
What is the next thing for you guys?
Oh,
'Cause I know you said
couple more.
Pukalani.
Yeah.
Yep.
Branching out.
Website.
We're gonna try to get into like Safeway.
Nice.
I'm working on that right now, and a couple other outlets, and then a couple new products, like new mixes, new flavors we're doing.
Mhm.
And then I'm trying to even get into like waffle makers and stuff.
Oh,
So
dang.
yeah, I've been working
Waffle
with
makers.
Yeah, waffle makers.
So
and
what
all
do you
that.
mean by waffle makers? So
Like little personal waffle makers and all that.
Oh.
Yeah. Spatulas, like trying to branch out to like more houseware items.
Oh.
Yeah.
To make that.
Yeah, because it kind of ties in with each other, you know.
Dang,
you need a
Jarrett.
yeah.
I like it, man.
So
Dang.
I'm working on that too, and we're just just kind of dabbling with different companies and seeing who we kind of click with and
Yeah.
all of that, and try not to rush too much because
Wow.
we had times when we could have rushed into things and we come to find out it kind of would have been a bad decision. So luckily we've been steady with it, and we had good people like Mitzi, say, hey, just kind of.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mitzi. She's been on the podcast too.
Yep.
Maui Cookie
Shout
Lady.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you said that you guys were talking together, doing stuff together, collabing?
Yeah, we did a food drive with her the other week, other month or so. So a little bit of that, and then my mom talked to her prior to that too, and
Wow.
yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, Maui is so small, man. There's so
Yeah.
much amazing people in the community.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, wow.
And it's great because we're all together on this
Yeah.
island, and we're trying to figure it all out together.
Oh,
so
for
we're
sure.
we're like, hey, go with these guys, go with these guys, or try to do it like this, and
Wow.
luckily, like, we have that nice like connection of people here.
Connection of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I feel like COVID even brought everybody closer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
definitely.
like it almost like makes us help each other even more. Say, man, what can we do? Like, just look at the amount of people that were offering to do groceries for the seniors.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
I was so stoked. I was like, wow, I am so like blessed and humbled to
It's
be.
surprising when you
Yeah.
when you throw something out there that you wouldn't have thought would work, and
Yeah.
then so many people will catch on.
It sticks.
And yeah, it sticks.
Dang.
Yeah. And that's what life is all about. You just cast it out, and hopefully it comes back.
Dude, Jarrett, this is crazy. So you got a lot of stuff, man. I mean,
yeah.
You got the Jiu Jitsu, you got the real estate, you got the MauiKetoTreats.
Yeah.
Dang,
I know. I think we was talking about the real estate, and
real estate.
I was trying to get into that, and then now we're in keto.
Yeah. Wow. I mean.
Yeah.
And that's so many different hats you wear.
Oh yeah.
You have the dad hat.
Even when I got into real estate, when I first did the classes, I did online. Because at the time, I was going downhill in a way, and I was trying to fix myself, and I couldn't like see people. I was very kind of paranoid. So I finished the class in 3 months. It's a 6 months. You gotta finish the whole thing, and then I tried doing the test, and I failed 23 times.
23 times?
23 times when I did the real estate exam. I failed it.
And you can take as many as you want.
Yeah, well, it was actually like the practice exam, and then right after that, you do the real exam. I feel that I couldn't pass that practice exam. You gotta do 2.
Wow.
Yeah, because for the real estate, you gotta do your state and your federal. Yeah. And then so I failed the whole 6-month term, and then I went to the class because my mom was like, "Hey, just keep going," like. Just keep going, don't stop. So I went to the class, and that was the one. It was 2 weeks long. So luckily I had some of that information still kind of retained. Yeah. But it's a lot of information. You gotta squeeze it into a 2-week time frame. Wow. And I passed the 2 tests. Wow. And if you fail one, then you gotta do the whole thing over. Oh. Yeah. So luckily I passed those 2, and then you go to the college, and then you do the 2 tests over there. And then that one's a little bit better because then if you fail one, then you come back next week and do it again. Yeah. Wow. So, that's
amazing,
23
bro.
times, 22 times.
That's some perseverance, but 23 times, bro.
Yeah. I mean, probably like 20 of them was like click, click, click.
Oh my god.
But when I was doing it, it was rough.
Wow. Dude, like, shout out to your mom too, man. Like, I mean, just sounds like
even her story is pretty crazy too. Like, she didn't get into real estate until she was in her 30s, and when she did the test,
what's mom's name?
Kathy Pellazar.
Kathy Pellazar. Yeah. All right.
And she's been a realtor for 18 years now, I believe.
Dang.
20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and when she did it, she failed 7 times. Wow. Yeah, and and that one, and back then it was a little bit more rough, like how to get redo the whole process and everything. But she persevered.
Dude, that's amazing. 7 times your mom. Mm-hmm. Wow, perseverance, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I got to see that a lot growing up, and seeing how her work ethic, and it was kind of weird for me to understand that as a kid. But now as an adult, I'm like, okay, you just keep going. Stress, throw that shit out there. Like. Get it, go away.
Yeah. Wow. And that that's just amazing. Like, it just sounds like perseverance is just kind of just who you are. Oh, yeah. Like, from the military, and you're 17, you enlisted, to all that you did in between there, jiu-jitsu, to the thing you do now, to real estate, to MauiKetoTreats,
to me it was a lot of finding like an investment opportunity. Now that I can kind of explain it, at the time it was kind of like luck, I guess. But for me, it was something like, if anything was to benefit you, go for it. Say yes. You know that show Yes Man? With
which one?
Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey. Yeah, of course.
But like that. When you find an investment opportunity for yourself, just go for it. Just shoot for the moon, and toss that line on. If it doesn't come back, then you toss another one. You go. You just keep going with it. And from the beginning, I just try to do that with everything I do now. Like coming here, I hate public speaking. Like being on the camera is like horrifying.
Bro, by the way, man, this lighting and everything on the back, it makes you look even more handsome.
Bro. Oh, thank you. A little bit crunchy the ear on this one.
The cauliflower ear, bro. Like, that's a sign of a grappler, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I feel so fortunate. Like, I remember my ear blew up one time. But I just got the syringe.
Yeah.
And my ear was good to go. It was left ear. Yeah.
I know. I blew up this one first, and then this one. I probably drained this one over 100 times.
100 times, yeah. Like lots of times.
And because I kept going, like I'll drain it the night before,
and you roll again tomorrow.
Roll again in the morning, and then I drain after that, and roll again the next day at night, because I was night day.
And now you have the headgear.
No, yeah, I like after like it not healing properly, of course, you know, I'm like, you know, might as well get the headgear.
Yeah.
Got the headgear, and like 3 weeks later, coronavirus quarantine happened, so we couldn't go.
So you got to rest your ear. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to rest my ear for a little bit, and then I went back, and then it never blew up until. And then my son was born about a month ago, and then I took like a week off and went back again, jiu-jitsu, and then this one blew up. So this is pretty fresh, and now I've been wearing the headgear again, and I don't care.
Yeah, man, that's
Bombardier all the way.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, bro. Oh my god.
I'm the real life Bombardier.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So like, you said your family does jiu-jitsu. Your daughter.
Yeah.
Jess,
so my daughter was the first one. Well, I did it first in high school a little bit, and then.
Well, you did it in high school. Where?
Yeah, with Clyde.
No.
Yeah, and I think it was my senior or junior. I did it with Clyde for a couple months.
How come I didn't know this?
I think you came like here once but like you was high belt, and I was like.
No, dude, I wasn't high belt, bro. I was still white belt at the time.
Yeah. This was like this was like junior year, I think. I did it for a few months, and then I went military, and then I stopped.
And you trained after in your first deployment.
Yeah, yeah. I should have done it when I was in Korea. That would have been an awesome chance to do it.
Wow.
But I didn't took that chance. But yeah, and then my first deployment did that, and that's when it kind of like grew on to me. Yeah. Especially being in an environment where like there's nothing else to do besides work. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, hey, I would work. I would sleep at work. I'll just shower and change right back to my clothes, and like I was dead set on like that military lifestyle. I loved it. Weird to think about that, but yeah, I was like in it to win it. Damn. And then so having that little break after, you know, but still being productive in a way, learning, you know, jiu-jitsu and everything, that helped even it out. Even if I only slept for 2 hours, I don't give a shit.
That's amazing, dude. Like I mean, just that mentality, just go and like full born, like just committed.
Oh yeah. And then I think I did like how a lot of people do, like, you know, you look up self-help stuff. I mean, I can't read for shit, so I can read manuals. Yeah, it's weird. I can read manuals and everything like nothing. Yeah. Anything, but when it comes to books, horrible. So I looked up memes like to get me like going on the right path and everything, and just I don't even know what I was getting to.
Yeah, when you mean by like self-help books,
yes.
Like, what kind of books? Like
no, well, not books, but like just like little
just look
shit.
up memes,
like
Google stuff.
Like, YouTube, like big speeches and everything. And
do you remember one that kind of like caught your attention? Like, it's kind of interesting.
I forget his name. The commander.
Which one?
He was a Navy SEALs commander. He was doing a speech for a graduation. I think a lot of people heard this one too, but he talked about being a SEAL, but making your bed. That was something that stuck with me. You know, the reason why you know, the first thing you do is you make your bed, because at the end of the day, no matter how terrible your day, you came home with an accomplishment. And that was one thing that stuck with me, because I'm like, hey, like I've made my bed to the point where I was like a surgeon. I would be underneath there, like making sure the freaking the blanket was straight. Wow. You know, hospital corners, everything. And of course, boot camp. But just simple, like learning how to tackle the simple things in life, so that you can, you know, like make it more efficient. So you don't even really have to think about it. It's just second nature, and then you put all that energy in your mindset to go and tackle the big things. And that's that was one of the big speeches that helped me do that.
Wow.
I forget his name. It was a commander. I botch names all the time. So.
Yeah.
I just.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Like, you know, it just makes me think like, you know, you're so mission driven, bro. Like, what's the next project? Where am I going? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna accomplish?
I don't even know. Whatever comes up. I mean, I think one of my big things right now is just investing in myself and securing the lifestyle that I want. And so I'm like, what kind of lifestyle is that? And what I realize is I kind of change the way I think every like 7 years or so.
What do you mean by the way?
Well, I kind of heard about that before. Like we kind of change who we are, you know.
Right.
Like every so much years or however long, we kind of change our personalities. Of course, like being a kid to an adult to a young adult to an older adult.
Right.
And this is only like 3 years or three. Yeah. It's 3 separate time frames. And then imagine being married or divorced, retirement. That's all these different lifestyles you're actually gonna lifestyles that you're gonna live. You're gonna be a whole different person. So I was like, what kind of lifestyle can I create that's versatile? Something that it's automated. That where I can take care of myself and my family around me without thinking, and be able to change. To those different ones. So
Dude,
that's
incredible.
So that's why I'm working on that, with real estate, with the MauiKetoTreats, investing in creating multiple different types of incomes, and I'm trying to have at least like 6 to 7 different types of incomes.
Wow.
So I'm getting on the track.
That's awesome.
And
So like I mean this is amazing, just like what you're saying, and the multiple streams coming in, and the automation and all this stuff. Like, where did that come from? Where did this drive come from? I mean, were you always like this in high school? I mean,
no.
I mean,
actually,
10
kind
years
of.
ago, you were always.
It's funny.
Like that.
I kind of thought about this too. I think it was how lazy I was.
Lazy? Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So I always kind of joked about this, but I'm like, look at all the most famous creators in the world, Benjamin Franklin with the printing press, and Thomas Edison with with the ace,
electric.
It was Tesla, and then but all these big time creators, I'm like, they gotta have to been not lazy, but it was more like, I need to find a better way. So I was trying to correlate that, these top guys that found a better way with my laziness, because I'm like, I'd be lying down and be like, let me find a faster way to turn off this light, and I'll throw a fucking rock instead of standing up. I mean that's like a simple way to say it, but so from there, that's when the journeys in a way happen.
Wow.
I mean, in a way, I guess I create excuses for shit problems and shit moments in my life. I mean, some people might say that's denial, but I don't give a shit. You just gotta keep going. Yeah, and just just find a better way to do things. And I think, and that kind of went into the finance life and the family lifestyle, the health, the dieting, everything. I just trying to find a better way for me.
Wow.
The way my body works, the way my mind works, how I want to live it, And I guess that's the path I'm on now, and I'm just going,
Dude, that's incredible, man. That's like just constant improvement mindset. Like
trying.
Japanese, they call it kaizen, huh? And Jarrett, I just want to acknowledge you, bro. Like, I know you're saying you're so nervous and all that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we were just talking. It's already 50 minutes, bro.
Holy shit. I know.
And, I want to also acknowledge you for your service to the country.
Thank you.
To everything that you're doing in the community with Jiu Jitsu and the kids and fitness and sharing your story. And I just, it's just incredible. We went, school together.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you trained Jiu Jitsu in junior year with Clyde.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'll see him here and there.
Yeah. I used to go to his house. And
it's incredible.
Yeah. At Baldwin, when he was at the wrestling.
Yeah. That's where I met him, because I was wrestling.
Yeah, that's where I first started.
With all Donovan, Thai guys.
Yeah.
All those guys. Wow. So, with everything being said, Jarrett, if I had a magic wand, bro, for people just to have a picture, let's just say, you said the automation, multiple things coming in, all this stuff happening. If there's a magic wand and you could wave it and it happens right now, what would that look like, bro?
Like, what you mean? Like, what would happen?
Yeah. So, what does that picture look like? Is it time with the family? Is the automation like
the ending goal?
Yeah, the end goal. The end state.
I don't have one.
You don't have one.
To me, I feel like the journey is priceless than because I can be a millionaire. I could, like I said, I can whatever I want now is gonna change. some people that might be retirement in the Bahamas or something, or some people might want to live Vegas or be in the mountains or be a monk, or I don't know. For me, my magic wand is just making sure my family's good, and I just keep going forward. Keep moving forward no matter what hits you. That's the best.
Jarrett, man. Oh my gosh.
It's not left or right, but it's forward.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's like that's why you're doing everything you're doing now, man.
Yeah, I'm trying. Thank you. Yeah.
That's why I think jiu-jitsu is so good too, because imagine thinking about getting end state to a colored belt or something like that.
Yeah.
You get all frustrated, right? It's like, why isn't it like versus just enjoying the moment.
Oh yeah, with jiu-jitsu, so I just want to try to do some IBJJ competition. Just this, I don't even care if I win, but just get in there. Yeah, just to say I've done it, Wow. And it's been a good.
Is there one that you want to do, like that you're kind of eyeing, like certain time of the year, or?
Not really.
Not really. Just
jump in. Yeah, just jump in.
Bro, that's awesome. Jared, I was just looking at you, bro. You such a handsome smile, bro.
Not even.
When you get the smile, get the eyes great, bro.
It's the Asian eyes I get.
There you go, man. No, but in all jokes aside, bro, like I really do admire and I respect you, bro.
Thank you.
That's why I asked you if you want to come on, bro. Like you gotta share your story, bro. Like. Dude, what is the whole UFO thing, bro? You're like, flying object. What is that?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Oh, that's a whole rabbit hole.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah, I went down some rabbit holes, especially my last deployment. I was like I was all into the InfoWars. This is like 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, 16. I was like, I went down some rabbit holes of all kind of conspiracies, but now I'm just like. I don't give a shit. I don't have time now. Well, I get time. It's like interesting, It's like like watching anime and shit,
Bro, anime, my guy. Like, what you watch? You watch Demon Slayer?
Not Demon Slayer. I watched
the Clover one, Black Clover.
Black Clover. I watched that, but I haven't watched for a couple months. Trying to build that up. Anime is an ass sometimes. 20 minutes a week, and Giant Ball, Heroes, Super, Attack of Titan. I watched that again twice because new episodes coming out later the year. But I watched a bunch actually.
You watched like the classic Naruto Dragon Ball?
Oh, don't even talk about Naruto. That one, actually, I grew up with that one, and like I would nerd out on that one because in a way that like taught me a bunch of stuff. No matter how corny it is.
Bro, me too.
Tell me not like Naruto. Even Boruto right now. Yeah. Like
especially the swing part, like the beginning of Naruto.
Yeah.
When he was on that swing, and he was a loner.
Yeah.
Bro, I felt him.
Yeah.
I was a loner. By myself. I get picked on. Like, wow. And the perseverance he had, even though he's a anime character, right? I'm never gonna quit,
Yep.
And
Never.
You
just keep going.
Kept training. Kept working hard.
Keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Exactly. I love Naruto.
Uzumaki Naruto.
Oh yeah.
Shout out.
And it's crazy too. A lot of like the kids now are getting into it.
I know.
Because it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. And plus everything, it's just amazing.
I would like kind of hide and not talk about it, and now like everyone, like a lot of the kids that come over, they're like, hey. Naruto, you I'm like, you don't even know. You don't even know.
It's exactly how I feel when we have our high school athletes come by.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you watch Boruto? I just started watching Naruto, Justin. I'm like, oh, don't even start, bro. I know everything from the moves, from the chidori, from the hand signs.
Oh yeah, canon, manga.
Oh my god, Jared. Guys, this is a crazy podcast. We could probably talk for another hour. If you guys want to see Jared come on the podcast again, we've never had a repeat guest yet. If you guys want to see Jared come back on the podcast and talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, leave a comment, put some more questions, subscribe. And I want to ask you one last thing, Jared. We always ask this, but we like to ask. When you see this sign, bro, fighting sickness with fitness, like what comes to mind for you? What do you feel when you see that? Fight sickness with fitness.
How I just had a smart ass answer. I was like, well, first of all, looking at a sign, there's a marketing thing with the sickness, the sickness pops and the fitness pops. But actually, when I first heard about your book and everything, it was during the time when I first came back, and I thought like the sickness part. I thought about like mental health and everything, because at the time, I was going down, and so fitness helped. Fitness was one of the biggest things that helped me curve that back into getting myself back into reality, finding the next step forward. And yeah, that's what I guess I can kind of relate to when that's I see incredible. Fighting sickness with fitness, breaking past that mental state, breaking barriers.
Yeah, that's it, man. Jarrett, it's incredible, because that's what actually a lot of our guests have said. Mental.
Oh, really?
Mental side.
They're
like, oh, of course, sickness, but
that too.
Mental side, Justin. I said, wow. So, Jarrett, I just want to acknowledge you one more time, bro. Thanks for coming on the show, bro. Thanks for your service.
Thanks for being so nice when you texted me, because I wanted to be an asshole and be like, I can't.
You can't do it.
But I'm like, this damn guy texted me so nicely. And
I
know,
let's bro. Do it. I was like, Jarrett, bro, let's get this. Let's get some. Let's go. So I appreciate it, man. Jarrett, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast.
Aloha.
All right.